The leadership question we are avoiding. The greatest problem of communication is the illusion that it has been accomplished. George Bernard Shaw. Let me begin not with technology, but with a question. Are your hybrid teams truly connected, or are they simply coexisting inside the same systems? Because there is a profound difference. Connection implies presence, attunement, mutual recognition. Coexistence implies parallel functioning with minimal friction. And here is the uncomfortable truth of our moment. Most hybrid teams are operationally efficient but socially fragile. They deliver outputs, they meet deadlines, they attend meetings. Yet beneath the metrics, something essential is thinning. Not productivity, not intelligence, but relational coherence. And leadership, as it has traditionally been practiced, is not equipped to see it. This is not a rhetorical flourish. It is a diagnostic question, one that cuts beneath productivity dashboards, engagement surveys, and carefully curated culture statements. Because today, many teams are functioning, very few are attuned. They log in, they deliver, they comply with timelines and tools. And yet, beneath the surface, something subtle but profound is happening. Human presence is thinning, not collapsing, not exploding into crisis, just thinning. And leadership, as it is currently practiced, is failing to notice because it was never trained to see this kind of erosion. The hybrid shift exposed a leadership lag. Hybrid work did not create the leadership crisis, it revealed it. For decades, leadership relied on physical proximity to compensate for weak social intelligence. Offices did much of the work. Informal conversations repaired misunderstandings, body language signaled distress, shared rituals created belonging. When proximity disappeared, leadership was exposed. And what did most organizations do? They added tools, more platforms, more dashboards, more check-ins, more monitoring. But they did not evolve the intelligence guiding leadership. As MIT Sloan research shows, distributed teams can outperform co-located ones, but only when social and emotional signals are intentionally designed into the system. MIT Sloan 2021. Most were not. The empathy gap, a structural problem, not a personal one. Let me be precise. The crisis we are facing is not a lack of caring leaders. It is a structural empathy gap. Hybrid systems amplify three forces: asynchronicity, meaning is delayed and fragmented; cognitive overload, attention is continuously interrupted; signal loss, emotional cues disappear. As a result, silence is misread as disengagement, busyness is mistaken for commitment, exhaustion is reframed as resilience. Gallup data repeatedly shows that disengagement in hybrid teams correlates less with workload and more with lack of felt recognition and clarity. Empathy did not vanish, it became invisible. A necessary reframe: AI is not the opposite of empathy. At this point, many leaders reach the wrong conclusion. We need less technology to restore humanity. That instinct is understandable, but incomplete. The real problem is not AI. The problem is AI without ethical, emotional, and social intelligence. AI can either accelerate extraction or support attunement. It depends entirely on the leadership framework guiding it. Used poorly, AI becomes surveillance. Used wisely, AI becomes early perception. This is what I call AI-powered empathy. Not artificial feeling, not simulated compassion, but intelligence that helps leaders notice what human bandwidth can no longer reliably track. Emotional and ethical intelligence as the first principle. Everything begins with EEQ, emotional and ethical intelligence. EEQ asks leaders to confront power, because empathy without ethics is manipulation, and data without restraint is domination. Before asking what AI can do, EEQ asks, what should we know? What should we not act on? What responsibility follows insight? The World Economic Forum has repeatedly warned that AI governance failures are not technical, they are ethical and cultural. EEQ operationalizes ethics by design, clear consent models, transparency about data use, boundaries around emotional inference. Leaders with high EEQ do not seek emotional advantage, they seek psychological safety. From surveillance to sense-making, then comes AIQ, AI Amplified Intelligence. Most organizations use AI to measure performance. Few use it to interpret conditions. High AIQ leadership shifts the role of AI, from monitoring output to detecting friction, from tracking individuals to understanding systems. For example, AI can identify collaboration bottlenecks across teams, detect patterns of message overload, surface withdrawal before burnout becomes visible. Microsoft's Work Trend Index shows that digital exhaustion peaks before performance drops. But only leaders with interpretive frameworks act early. AIQ does not replace judgment. It returns leaders to judgment. SSQ, designing social sustainability at scale. Finally, SSQ, social and sustainable intelligence. SSQ recognizes a hard truth. In hybrid systems, culture is not inherited, it is engineered. Belonging does not emerge spontaneously, it must be structurally supported. SSQ asks, are communication rhythms humane? Are boundaries respected systemically? Does performance extract more than it restores? Sustainable teams are not built on charisma. They are built on predictable social rituals, protected attention, ethical data practices, norms that make care repeatable. The OECD has shown that sustainable productivity correlates strongly with psychological safety and autonomy, not surveillance intensity. SSQ is leadership maturity at scale. What this looks like in practice, let me ground this. Scenario 1. Early burnout detection. A global hybrid team uses AI to detect message load spikes and response delays, not to penalize, but to trigger supportive check-ins and workload redistribution. Result: reduced attrition, improved trust. Scenario 2. Ethical performance insights. A university uses learning analytics not to rank lecturers, but to identify modules where student confusion clusters, enabling pedagogical redesign rather than blame. Result: improved outcomes, preserved dignity. Scenario 3. Social architecture by design. An organization replaces constant meetings with structured, deep work windows and AI-assisted agenda discipline. Result: fewer meetings, higher engagement, lower exhaustion. These are not futuristic fantasies. They are sustainable leadership practices already in use. The leadership threshold we are crossing. The future is already here, it's just not evenly distributed. William Gibson. We are crossing a threshold. Leadership will no longer be defined by control, presence, or charisma. It will be defined by how wisely intelligence is integrated. Those who master EEQ will safeguard trust. Those who master AIQ will amplify judgment. Those who master SSQ will build cultures that endure. Social intelligence is not disappearing, it is being reimagined. And empathy, in the age of AI, is no longer soft, it is strategic infrastructure. Here is where the narrative must change. AI is not the enemy of empathy, unreflective leadership is. AI did not remove human connection. Leadership failed to redesign itself when the terrain changed. When deployed without ethics, AI becomes surveillance, cold, extractive, dehumanizing. But when guided by mature intelligence, AI becomes something else entirely, a lens, a signal amplifier, a quiet early warning system. AI cannot feel, but it can reveal patterns that human cognition, under load, consistently misses. Patterns of silence, patterns of overload, patterns of disengagement. This is not artificial empathy. It is empathy augmented by intelligence. Everything begins with EEQ. Emotional and ethical intelligence is not a soft skill. It is the moral architecture of leadership in an AI-amplified world. Without EEQ, empathy becomes performative, data becomes domination, insight becomes exploitation. EEQ asks leaders to slow down before acting. Not, can we measure this, but should we? Not, can we predict burnout, but what responsibility does that prediction impose? Leaders with high EEQ do not use AI to manage emotions. They use it to protect human dignity. They understand that trust is not scalable by force, only by restraint. Then comes AIQ, AI Amplified Intelligence. Most organizations use AI to optimize output. Very few use it to listen. AIQ is not about replacing judgment, it is about extending perception. It allows leaders to see where collaboration is breaking down, where cognitive load is peaking, where silence signals risk rather than autonomy. In this model, AI is not a manager, it is an advisor. It does not decide, it informs. It does not command, it contextualizes. AIQ matures leadership by returning leaders to what they were meant to do: interpret, judge, care, decide. Finally, SSQ, social and sustainable intelligence. This is where hybrid leadership either collapses or stabilizes. SSQ recognizes a hard truth. Connection is not an individual responsibility, it is a systemic design challenge. Cultures do not emerge accidentally in hybrid environments. They are engineered, intentionally or negligently. SS-focused leaders design communication rhythms that protect attention, boundaries that prevent emotional extraction, social architectures that make belonging repeatable. Sustainability is not about resilience theatre. It is about building systems that do not consume people faster than they create value. In practice, this reimagined leadership is quieter than traditional authority. It replaces constant check-ins with intelligent awareness. It replaces performative busyness with deliberate presence. It replaces reactive management with early, respectful intervention. Meetings become fewer and sharper, messages become fewer and clearer, and leaders stop asking, how do I control distributed teams? They start asking, how do I steward humanity across systems? A call to leadership responsibility. So I leave you with this. Hybrid teams do not need more tools. They need better leadership intelligence. AI will not save culture, but culture will fail without intelligent design. The question is no longer whether AI belongs in leadership. The question is, will leadership evolve fast enough to use it wisely? That responsibility now belongs to us. Social intelligence is not disappearing. It is being reimagined. And in the age of hybrid work, empathy is no longer optional, sentimental, or soft. It is strategic. It is ethical. It is the new foundation of leadership.